Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing great. Wanted to talk about something here. I don't know if y'all have been following the news, but Elon Musk has come out that I don't know if these are the exact words he used, but that he's getting burnt out from working a lot. And it's something that it's very common for entrepreneurs, but I don't think it stems from working too much. Most entrepreneurs are overall positive people. They're overall positive and confident people. But all of us, every single entrepreneur, all entrepreneurs out there can and do experience negativity and self-doubt. There are definitely points. I normally last for me a day or two, but I can be extremely negative and I can really doubt what we've got going on. You know, is all this effort, is the money we've invested into what we're doing, the chances we've taken, the loans we've taken out, is it going to pay off? Is it going to work? These people we've hired, gone out and hired, am I going to have to let them go? So that sort of self-doubt definitely creeps in from time to time because entrepreneurs take on an extreme amount of risk and you have a lot of people depending on you, and the weight of that can really can kind of bear down on you. So to me, most entrepreneurs don't burn out from physical work. I think it's not if you're out there working 15, 16, 20-hour days for weeks at a time, months at a time, years at a time, or whatever like that. I don't think that's necessarily what you get burnout over. I think it's the mental end of things. So, for example, when things are going great, back when we first started Junk Doctors and we were real busy, we had a lot going on, I would be extremely engaged. I could work 16-hour days. I'd be a happy camper. I'd be happy as can be working 16, 18-hour days, 20-hour days every once in a while, but 16, 18-hour days, both on the truck as well as working on the trucks, as in like the maintenance, as well as working on the truck, like in jobs, and then any marketing we had to do, bookkeeping. I could stay focused. I could do that. I could see that this ball was moving forward. I could see that this building, this large company is rolling, is moving along, and I'd be super passionate about it. I'd be excited. I'd be enthused. I'd be very involved. At that point right there, I could work like that continuously as long as I saw the ball moving, as long as I saw it growing. The times where I would get burnt out were generally the periods of time where we were slower. Junk removal is very cyclical. Those of you that have been in business any length of time know that it goes from being extremely busy to it slows down. Now, as you've been in business longer, it does seem to stabilize a bit when you have more and more previous customers you're working with, especially if you've got some consistent customers out there, contractors, professional organizers, realtors, factories, stuff like that, places that consistently hire you. Then it does get a little bit better over time. That part does. However, you're still going to go through periods of time where you're slower, and that's when I would feel more tired, and it was all mental. The physical aspect of it, again, I don't get burnt out from physical work. It's the mental end of things. It's that weight. Overall, I'm a very positive person. People that know me say I'm very positive. I'm very confident. A lot of times I hide that a bit. So me doing this video is as close to ever admitting that it occurs to me. But generally what happens is from a slower period kind of knocks your confidence. Or what happened with junk removal is later on, as it stabilized, what was occurring there, where I was getting somewhat burnout or whatever, I wasn't working as much anyway, is the fact that I had accomplished my original purpose. I'd built up a business that was sustainable, that didn't rely on me, that makes me pretty daggone good money. That had been built up, makes me and my co-founder and business partner pretty daggone good money. We had built that business up. But what was next? And we didn't want to franchise. Every junk removal business out there franchises, and I've never been somebody that wants to go about it the same exact way that has already been done. I want to do something differently. Not only from the aspect does doing something differently give you an advantage on maybe you can bust in there and you can beat the people that have been doing the game longer. Like I think we've got something now. We could have more influence on junk removal than 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I really think that. I think we can touch more businesses. We can put more people in business. We can improve more locally owned businesses, and just have our hand, just be physically touching more junk removal businesses than 1-800-GOT-JUNK, and that means that's hundreds. And I really think that's possible. And there's a step beyond that too. But where I'm going we lost a vision. We'd achieved our purpose. We hadn't set another purpose that was large enough, and there was a little bit. I don't know if you call that burnout, or it was just, it was kind of a depressing feeling. You know, what's next? There needs to be something else. Yeah, we've accomplished what we initially set out, making good money, but there's something else we're striving for. We've been striving all this time. You get to that point, you hadn't changed. Yeah, you might be making more money, but your goals and ambitions, if you're an ambitious person, naturally an ambitious person, there's got to be something else. And that's what we created with Junk Removal Authority. So with JRA, I was able to really regain a purpose, regain a vision. So, which is to help as many service business owners, junk removal companies, and service business owners achieve a level of success that I did or greater. So achieve the same level or greater success. And that massive vision should allow me to be enthused and be involved, to not lose a purpose. It's such a large vision. It's going to take years to achieve. So I shouldn't get burnt out from that. But some doubt has creeped back in. So from time to time, you know, we got a lot of customers we're working with. Some things might not go just perfect. And we kind of have to recalibrate. This part is new. We're in a calibration phase. We're bringing a lot of jobs to people. Not as many as we'd like, but we are bringing a lot of jobs. But we got plans just to massively expand what we're working on. So the people that get in now and they get a city reserved, then and they get it's turning out to be 20 or 30 jobs a week. We thought it was going to be closer to 40, not a week, 20 or 30 jobs a month. We thought it'd be closer to 45 for most people. Though we do have one location that'll do about 60 or 70 in a month. It's a few less jobs than we thought. It's still pay per job though. So overall, I think people are mostly happy. It's just not quite the volume we were wanting. That just means we aren't making very much money with it, or any money at all. But we've got a plan, so it's always calibration. We've got a plan to make it happen. So now it's a matter of making it happen. Now, once we see that work, once we see it take off, once we see this very unique idea we've come up with that nobody else has take off and be successful and work, then that self-doubt is going to start creeping back out, and then get super enthused again because things are going well, we're moving along, we're making progress. So that's not to give you any excuse to when things aren't going well. You still have to work. But what I found is if I get to that point, if some self-doubt creeps in, then what you need to do is I generally I work a little bit less at the office. I kind of I get alone time. So you get alone time, kind of work on some of my hobbies that I've got. I do a lot of reading and big picture thinking, and do those three things right there, at least for me, that gets me re-involved. That gets me saying, hey, everything's working out. This is going to work out all right. Even if it might not work out exactly as planned, but it's going to work out all right. We know that we've made a commitment. We know we're going to follow through, and there might be some calibrations that happen here and there, but we're going to make it work, and it's going to be successful. It's going to be large. We're going to achieve that vision or that goal. The steps in between might be a little different than what we originally planned, but we're going to achieve that. So on Elon Musk, going back to Elon Musk, he comes out and there's been several articles written. Well, he's working 120 hours a week. He's a workaholic. He's going to burn himself. He's burning out. It's from working too much. And I don't think that's really the case. I think that, and I'm not an Elon Musk expert. I haven't done a ton of research on him. I admire what he's doing. I admire his vision. He has a massive vision. He wants to die on Mars. He wants all the cars to be self-driving and electric, where we're not relying on renewable or on gasoline, on oil products to run everything. He's got these huge visions, and I really respect that. He's an entrepreneur's entrepreneur. It's not the money that motivates him; it's the vision, it's the impact he's going to make on the world, and it's not only that him making that impact on the world. He sees this as needing to be done as being vital to the survival of the human race. So that he's got just a massive, just unbelievably large vision. My guess is it's not the 120 hours a week he's working the reason he might be burning out. He says he's burning out. It's probably because he has this humongous vision and things are moving a little bit slower than he expected. He needs to see some forward progress. He's talking about taking Tesla private again. And I think one of the reasons he wants to do that is a lot of times your frustration and your burnout, you getting burned out, is actually a result of actions from other people. And in this case, he's got that Tesla's the most shorted stock in the history of the stock market, I believe, or damn close to it. It's definitely the most shorted stock going on now. Every time he turns around, somebody's shorting that stock. And I think it's frustrating him, and he's probably got other people that are frustrating him. Stockholders, he's this huge vision guy. Money doesn't matter to him. It's achieving his vision. And then, all a stockholder is somebody they want investment returns. They can, they can ride with the vision if they think they're going to get more money. But with Musk, it's not all about the money. So he's got people kind of pushing against him. He's got a little self-doubt probably creeping in. Things are going slower than expected. That's his burnout. As soon as they hit a major advancement with Tesla, or with some of the other projects he works on, they hit that major investment. He sees some great forward progress going. He sees that all the work he's doing is paying off. I think he keeps right on working 120 hours a week. He's a happy camper, and he's revitalized. He's got a lot of energy. In the meantime, he might need to maybe take some time off just to reflect, plan, think, get out of the factory. He's always in the factory. He sleeps at the factory. Get out of the factory, and do some big vision planning. And it's kind of odd for me sitting here with what's comparatively a measly net worth, talking about giving advice to Elon Musk, who's, like I said, just a hell of an accomplishment. But that's what I think he's going through. And no, I haven't gone through anything on that large of a scale, that massive of a scale. We're trying to do something very, very massive that we think is massive. I don't think it's not, definitely not. I don't think it's as massive enough of colonizing Mars or having self-driving cars around. But at the same time, I think it can have a tremendous impact on the people that do work with us. The people that do work with us, I think it can allow them to achieve a level of success they never were able to without us, or at least speed that process along. And I get a lot, and more so with junk removal, I got to the point I struggled a little bit. So it was always building the company. I was passionate to have customers, passionate to help people remove junk, but I don't know, it was hard for me to really get behind junk removal as being a main passion. With this, I can 100% get behind it. I love seeing what we're doing have a positive effect on people, and I look forward to having even more effect moving forward. So whenever you get that burnout feeling, that self-doubt feeling, that negativity feeling, if you're out there taking a risk, in my opinion, it's one of two things. It's not the physical hours you've been working. It's not the physical hours you've been working. If you work a lot of but what happens is when you lose that forward progress, you then begin to think, is all this physical work I'm putting forward really paying off? And that's when the weight starts falling on you and you feel that burnout feeling. The only other thing, in my opinion, it can be is so you've got things just aren't going very well, and then you've got lack of purpose. You've achieved a purpose and you haven't set another one. It's one or the other. It's one, you've got a massive purpose, you're unable to, it's going slower than expected, you've got people pushing against you, you've slowed down, your business has slowed down, you're worried. That's one way to burn out. The other is you've achieved your purpose, you've achieved your goal, you've achieved your vision, but you haven't set another larger vision for you to keep working to. That's the other end of burnout. It's not physical, guys. When you face that, you've got to take the time to do some reflection, do some long-term planning, get involved. And if you have a hobby you enjoy doing other than working, I love working, but in that case, you get away from that hobby and you find another hobby. And what I find is when I'm doing my other hobby, I'm thinking about fixing what's wrong at work as well. It's a very calming feeling, and then after a couple days of that, maybe if it's kind of a bad case of it, a few days of that, you can get back out there. You can get super focused. You realize things are going to work out okay, and you can achieve your goal. So those of you out there taking major risks, big risk, and starting your own company is a major risk. Starting a junk removal business in your area is a major risk. You're going to face self-doubt. When you do that, do exactly what I said in this video. Take the time to plan, reflect, and then get back to it. And you'll be successful with it. The unsuccessful ones are the ones that go through that and then they quit. They say, I can't, there's no way I'm going to get out of this or whatever. Don't make any crazy decisions when you're in that when you're in that mindset. Work your way out of it, keep pushing forward, and you're going to find success. Thanks, guys.